Okay, with that aside, go to the second and final topic. Just on this Microsoft handheld that they were working on in collaboration with ASUS, like something like a second ASUS Roach Ally X2 or something. That could have been like a Xbox only handheld. In fact, even minutes ago, I'm pretty sure I read something about like maybe not likely a next gen Xbox hardware, considering the sales and even now their direction of going more and more into a third party direction. Like even after a time, the exclusive deal, like giving a lot of the supposed exclusives to PlayStation. So like after a year or so, this is what we're seeing, and even shifting their focus to having Windows 11 in handheld. So this is exactly what's happening. They're just gonna pause it for now. Just focus on the efficiency of Windows 11, how it can do on third-party handheld PC gaming-like systems, and how can it work with such as with the Steam OS and the Epic Games app and other devices and so forth. There was a planned handheld with Asus. It was just called Project Keenan for now. They like to have code names, just like back then with the Xbox One X, the Project Scorpio that was unveiled in 2017. It is still a possibility, an Xbox handheld exclusive. That could be the next big thing. I mean, maybe they will go away from the console hardware for the TVs, because they're still selling, but, not enough to catch up with the PlayStation 5. And just when you think like the Series S, although priced cheap as an lower entry for beginners only, a lot of the performance issues, a lot of the problems that developers hate about it are popping up. And I'm sure this new handheld, maybe it's meant to compete against the PlayStation Portal, although that one is just really remote device streaming if you have a PS5 only, even though there is like a cloud gaming beta included. And plus, Nintendo really on a good roll, on a hot streak since early 2017 with the whole Switch line consoles. But let's just see how the Switch 2 does. There's been some concern and controversy with it regarding the pricing of Switch 2 games and of their just licensed keys and the price of the actual Switch 2 itself at $450. And then the Switch 2 bundled, I think, with Mario Kart World at $500. Just there's been like some concern and controversy, the messaging. And like I've said before, I just thought it was strange. The tech demo game called World Tour is paid for $10 and not free included, just to justify the price more. Like it would have been better value, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, so I just think like slowly but surely, if not now, even though I don't think Microsoft should like focus on this new handheld only thing, I'm sure like a lot of the third party hardware, whether it's like Asus or the Logitech, and yeah, we've seen the Steam Deck as well, really being a big component of this as well. Of course, since the Nintendo Switch consoles, they're always cheap, it'll be hard to compete against them. But I mean, will these companies of the Sony and the Microsoft Nintendo, like actually Sony Microsoft, let me rephrase that, will both of them that were always console hardware for the TV transition to like handheld only, if it means making the gaming, the gaming industry much cheaper, because like it's becoming more and more expensive. And I've said before, like the Xbox hardware and the accessories, like they had to become even more expensive. So that's just going to be difficult for people to justify. So there has to be a cheaper solution for next gen, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, as I said, PS5 Pro, expensive. But yeah, Xbox handheld production halted for now. We're focusing on Windows 11 and third-party devices. I think that's a smart decision.